Today we're going to talk about tire change cadence, my rhythm, what I do when I'm on scene, how I get the job done. We all know how to change a tire, but if we do things the same way every time, it becomes second nature. Safety becomes second nature. You don't forget tools as much because they're in the same place. What I like to do, the first thing, when you pull up on scene, make sure the customer's safe, make sure you're in the flattest possible condition to jack up the vehicle. Then I always start with the spare tire. In the case of a Suburban, I gotta lower down. I have to make sure it lowers down. I wanna make sure it's not too rusty. If it's too rusty and you can put that on there, when they start driving, even though the lug nuts are tight, the rust falls out, tire gets loose. I also wanna make sure there's air in the tire, make sure it's properly inflated. I always start with the spare tire because if I don't, and I get the lug nuts broke loose, I get it jacked up, then I find out the spare won't come down or is no good, then you wasted a lot of time and energy. So then we do a pre-condition report, take pictures of any previous damage. Then one of the most important things, make sure we record the mileage of the vehicle. Next, we want to chalk the wheel. Then we'll break the lug nuts loose with a breaker bar. Then you want to check the jack point, and this is really important too. You want to get your head under there, inspect it. Is there damage? If there's damage, stop, take a picture. Being up here in Northern Illinois, one thing we always check for on the older cars is rust. I've pulled up to tire changes and been able to put my hand through the rocker panel. Yeah, that's the jack point, but the jack point doesn't exist anymore. So you have to find a different spot, somewhere on the suspension, somewhere safer, somewhere solid. I recommend having all your own tire changing equipment. That way you're not searching around the customer's car looking for their equipment. It just makes it faster and more efficient. So we remove the lug nuts and the flat tire, install the spare, minimize the time that the car does not have a wheel on it. Okay, then start the lug nuts on, always by hand. Keep in mind the tire shop will need to get these off, and you don't want to cross thread them where you're buying a new stud and lug nuts for the customer. Then we lower the vehicle down slowly. Then you'll want to torque down the lug nuts to the proper torque. And we do this because it's the right way to do it, but I also like to take the time to explain to the customer what I'm doing. And it gives them a peace of mind, and it shows that you're a professional doing this. Then bag the tire, put it inside, then it's protected, it's not getting the trunk all dirty. Get your wheel chuck, gather your tools, do a good walk around, make sure you didn't miss anything. And I don't just want to start putting things back in the truck. I set everything aside, I talk to the customer, go over that this is a temporary fix, finish out the paperwork, anything they need to sign, and then I get them out on their way. They're usually in a hurry, they have somewhere to be, they're trying to get to the job. Then I take my time and I put all my tools back exactly where they go, so it's reset for the next time I do a tire change. Everything's in the proper spot.